Hey and welcome back. Welcome back to the Academy of Witchwood. Today I want to get two things done. The first thing is I want to extend the Drigme farm we built last time. And the second is that I want to actually advance into tier 3 of Ars Nouveau. Because I just realized I'm still at tier 2 and I don't want that to be the case any longer. So what I did was I prepared a few gateway pearls. The gateway of the Overworldian Knights, which has, at least at one point, a witch, as well as a creeper, as well as Undead Legionnaire, which I actually don't know what it is. And I want to capture a creeper and a witch from that pool. Then I have the gateway of the Thundering Summit, which includes ghasts, which I want to capture. And in the gateway of the Apothic Pinnacle, there is... where is it? Here. Evokers. And an evoker is something I definitely want to have in my collection, as having access to unlimited amounts of Totems of Undying doesn't seem to be a bad decision. So let's go find ourselves a nice place to open these gateways. I will capture what I want and, well, kill everything else. And then we will get these things added to the collection for the Drigmes. I think I'm going over to this little island here. I might use this one to actually build the arena that we need to build. But let me open the gateway of the Overworldian Knights, and we're going to make short progress of that. I don't need anything from this bunch. Oh, there's a creeper. Hi, creeper. Hey, don't run away. Got you. Okay, so creeper captured. Now, next thing I want is a witch, and then the rest can just go ahead and turn to birds. Okay, got the witch. And now I just need to find all the creepers that have been running away. Am I actually losing this? Oh well. There it is. Yeah, the wave timer expired, I was too slow, but I got everything that I wanted from this gate. Towards the next one. What was it that I wanted to get here? Ghasts. Okay. I need to be in World Tier Summit, so let's go back a World Tier, open the portal. And capture ourselves a ghast. Oh, the gateway imploded because an entity was removed without being killed. I still got a ghast, so I don't care about that. And for the last one, I want to get an evoker, where I probably have the same issue with like here. I just need to go there. Giants are just zombies being very big. Alright, and here we should get the evokers. That's an illusioner, which blinds me, making things a little bit harder than they need to be. And I got the evoker. And now I can go ahead and just put in the mobs here. And he summoned Vexes so fast that now things are... Nah, well. Creeper, thank you. The witch is captured. The Enderman is captured. Nice. And the husk I got here is also captured. Now I have a ghast and a spider. The ghast could be... not that fantastic here, but, well, we'll see. But first of all, I need to get these Vex jars out of the way. We will see how it works out. If everything goes wrong, well, I do have a problem. The spider got captured instantly. Let's see how the guest turns out. Okay. Captured instantly. No worries here. So, all of my gems are empty. And now I do have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. For my achievement, I need another 9 mobs to capture. And, well, I don't think that will be very hard because there's a bunch of mobs out there. If I need them or not is a different story. And to be honest, I could even place down one of these Vexes. Now I have 22. And as you can see, I am still farming a whole lot of materials. And now there's, for example, redstone, one part of that. Okay, I do look very interesting with the evasion effect on. I think this effect should be animated, but it isn't. So, with this out of the way, there is another thing I want to do, and that is to use this tablet of Summon Wilden. If I use this without any augments, it will summon a bunch of Wilden creatures. So Wilden Hunters, Wilden Stalkers, and Wilden Guardian? Wilden spiky thingies. If I do augment this ritual with a Wilden Horn, a Wilden Wing, and a Wilden Spike, it will instead summon the Wilden boss. I don't think this boss will be any difficult for me to deal with, but it will give me the Wilden Tribute. And the Wilden Tribute I need to get to the Archmage's level of spellbooks. I think I do have another star somewhere lying around, and Totems of Undying should be available in my mob chest sooner or later. And I also need the Wilden Tribute to get Marks of Mastery, the summoning focus, as well as the Marks of Technomancy. All of these we will want to get. The Marks of Mastery, for example, I need to upgrade my Lesser Focus of Earth to a Focus of Earth. So let's go ahead and get this Wilden summoned. And again, here on my Island of Challenge, or Island of Small Little Birds, I should call it, I will summon the set of Wildens, a Wilden Stalker, a Wilden Hunter, and there is a Wilden Defender. So I got each of those, and the rest will... They are howling too much. My god. Alright. I got one of each, so I can use them in my Drigme farm as well. So let's get to the more interesting part for you to watch. I need a horn, a spike, and a wing. One of each. And with those, it will summon the Wilden boss. And as this is an Ars Nouveau boss, I'm going to attack him with my harm spell, which deals a good amount of damage. To show you that this is not something you need a full equipped apothecary set for, even though it does certainly help. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Alright. Wilden Chimera. Work with me here. So the Chimera does have multiple modes, and this one does really hurt, so I recommend taking cover while it does that. Normally you don't have like 600 armor, but you can hit it without any issue. And then at some point there's a third phase, which, well, come on, do the wingy thing. Ouch. Seemingly doesn't want to fly today. Because there is a third phase, and normally there should be a transformation somewhere in between, where it grows wings and does some very impressive dive attacks. But as it doesn't want to do that, well, I'll take it at that. What you need to be aware for, it does destroy landscape from time to time, so I would recommend not summoning this one in your base. I went ahead and took it down with only the venom spell that I had beforehand. Let me actually go ahead and use my whole power that I have, and we will kill this one again. This time with my size. There's the wings. I told you. And there it's dead. So, yeah. At a certain point, this boss becomes very doable. And like I said, you can use the Widened Tributes for a few things, so it's not a waste. Now that the bosses are done, let's go ahead and craft myself the tier 3, the Archmage spellbook. The Archmage spellbook doesn't change a whole lot in itself. It's still the same spellbook, it's still able to cast spells. The big difference now is that it's not limited to tier 2 spells. So if I go down in my study and find myself my scribes table, you can now go into tier 3 and take on all these spells. And there's a few very interesting. For example, homing projectile. Projectile seeks the nearest entity and follows it. Well, that's very useful. How about a spell that creates a retaliate effect? Or a teleport spell, a blink? Or one of my favorite glyphs, burst. And with burst, you can create some very insane spells. But there's also things like split, which, well, creates multiple of your spell projectiles, or superheat, which allows us to superheat mixing recipes with our spells. So overall, there's a bunch of really effective spells in here, and finally I can go ahead and complete everything that is available, even though I didn't unlock too much of tier 2 yet. Now there's no limits on what spells we can create. Let me unlock a few of these glyphs and we'll take a look at what we can do with them. I got myself some glyphs on hand and went ahead and created some spells. But some of them, or most of them even, I can't use currently. What I did is I crafted this item, which is a spellbinder. A spellbinder is like an additional book where you can store spells on these scrolls. And you can use them like you would with a mage book, just with the addition that the spellbinder itself, as you can see here, has book thread slots. So you can manipulate how these spells are casted by using book threads. And I need to get my hand on one of them, which is the book thread of block shaping focus, before I can show you what I did with the spells. So I need to infuse a blank thread with 2 manipulation essence and a focus of block shaping, and that is just 1 manipulation essence, piston, slime block, diamond and gold. So let's get these crafted. And here we got the focus of block shaping. So actually I can show you what this does just by equipping the focus, but I really want to have my focus of earth back for my damage spells. So I will not keep it there. But let's quickly go over and let me actually go over here where I placed some block of obsidian. I do have, using the burst glyph, created a spell which conjures mud. So it uses the projectile burst, increases in size, a glyph of conjure terrain, and then conjure water to create mud blocks, then break and pick up. And then I created the same, just with crush for sand instead. So I can create spheres of mud and sand, break them instantly and put them into my inventory. How does it look like? Like this. It just makes boop, and then I have 2 and nearly 3 stacks of mud. Or if I needed sand, exactly the same with sand. It doesn't cost nearly anything, and I can get myself building materials without end. Then I went ahead, got my smelt spell into here, my felt spell, as well as press and heated mixing, which are 2 spells to do create things. So for example, let me put all this away. Let me get some zinc, maybe 12 of those, and some copper, and throw both of them on the ground. And then I can use my heated mixing to create brass. Here on the ice, it just slithers away, but now I got 24 brass ingots without even setting up a mixer. And if I needed brass sheets, let's go ahead and use the press glyph and just conjure up a spectral press to press everything into sheets. Very nice. To actually use this sphere spell that I just used here, I need to have this focus of block shaping, otherwise it will not work as intended. As I don't want to have this on myself all the time, I can just go ahead and put this directly on the spellbinder, so that the spellbinder functions as if I had the focus of block shaping equipped, just, yeah, without me actually having to do it. So let's go ahead, put those on here and use a blank thread to get ourselves a book thread of block shaping. And here we go. Now to put this on here, I need to use something called an alteration table, which is just a scribes table surrounded with mage bloom. And I think up here is the perfect option. You can just place whatever you want to equip with threads here on this part, and then use your book thread or different thread if you're using the armor, and place it on here. I think you can also, oh, it just fills from the top to the bottom, which is fine. Now I do have a block shaping focus too on here. And with that, well, I can use the focus of block shaping as if I had it equipped myself. Next to this, I also want to use the burst glyph that I just got to get myself the, well, probably ultimate mining machine. What I'm talking about is something called an enchanter's crossbow. We're already using the enchanter's gauntlet for quite a while. The crossbow works like that. You know the drill. And here we go. It actually kept the suffix, so now I have a Flamer's Enchanter's Crossbow of the Witherlord. Sure, I mean, why not? Now, the Enchanter's Crossbow opens up actually a chapter here in the Arcane Arts. I already got myself a Glyph of Burst, but it also tells me here what I want is projectile, split, burst, sensitive, AoE, break, extract, and item pickup. Pair it with max pierce and crescendo of bolt on your crossbow so bursts behave as intended. In addition to that, a jar of whiting, a stack upgrade tier 2 and augment arrows split. Let's see what I have of that. I think I do have a jar of whiting sitting around here. That should complete a quest. I should have some arrows here that should complete the other quest. Not getting another glyph of burst, and I already have the glyph of sensitive, so yeah, no worries. And a stack upgrade tier 2, tier 1 and tier 2. And I'm actually going to upgrade this into a tier 3 directly after. With that, I do get an advanced pickup upgrade, and I'm getting told that I should have a good backpack, get some arrows of pierce, and a skill reward. Nice. So, how does it work? Well, we need to get a spell inscribed on this bow. And the spell we need is split, burst. Then I definitely need sensitive because I need to target blocks instead of entities. I need as much AoE as possible. Then break. I want extract to silk touch everything. And then I want item pickup. And that I just call tunnel. Place down the crossbow and apply the tunnel spell to it. So what this does now, and now you can see it has the projectile glyph on the first location. It will destroy a bunch of blocks. And to show you, I will actually go into the nether because it's a very nice demonstration of destruction. I do have a diamond backpack here with an advanced magnet, the stack upgrade tier 3 and an advanced pickup upgrade. And I do have netherrack in my jar of voiding, so I'm going to activate that. And now we're going to load an augment arrow split into a crossbow. So let me just shoot it here at this wall. Let's see what happens, shall we? A bunch of blocks disappeared. Now, this is not too impressive, in my opinion. So let's go back and enchant this crossbow. And let's see what this changes. So let's go with piercing 5 and crescendo of bolts 4. And yeah, try out this one. In case you're wondering, this is my loot that I just got from this first shot. So yeah, it does a lot of destruction even like this. Even collected some dense ancient nether ore. Nice. But let's try again with our new enchantments. Piercing and crescendo of bolts. Fire free. It does lack quite some. By the way, it's still collecting. Oh, lag over. Yep, this is the hole I just got from one shot. If you think this is not enough, well, I do have 3 shots left before I need to reload. So, yeah, that's that. Should we continue and just collecting a few materials? Like going over there and losing the other shots. I have no idea how deep this goes. But it certainly creates a lot of lag. And creates a lot of ores. And, mind you, we're in the nether. So, we don't get a whole lot of different resources here. We don't get a whole lot of resources in any way. But, yeah. It is collecting. And it doesn't seem to stop anytime soon. Alright, that seems to be it. That seems to be the amount we get from one reload of the crossbow in the nether in purely random directions. Shall we try the same with the overworld? I'm really eager to see what we can get there and how much of it. One reload again. I did blacklist Deep Slate and Darkstone in my backpack. Let hell break loose. And let's watch the backpack. And yes, you're watching this real time. It just takes a moment to update. What did I get here? Dense deep slate coal ore. Fancy. We have here a nice collection of tough and ores and, well, good stuff. Bunch of runic deep slate, a whole bunch of, where do we have it here? Deep slate diamond ore, 99, dense deep slate iron ore and gold ore. So we got a lot of stuff and caused a lot of destruction. And there's even some mithril ore here left, which the spell couldn't break. If you want to cause some really nice destruction under the earth, here you go. With this, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was quite fun to advance into level 3 and get my hands on a very nice mining tool, which, well, is far more chaotic than any tunneling spell you could build. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, have a great evening, wherever you are in the world. With this, I'm signing off. See you next time. Bye bye.